I'm a beekeeper, and this is National Farmers Market Week. And you're watching Meet the Farmer TV, where every week is National Farmers Market Week.
Meet the Farmer TV is made possible by Planet Earth Diversified, Melli Productions, and Leslie P. Jenkins Photography and Graphic Design, with additional support from Feast, connecting local farmers, artisan food producers, and consumers. Culpeper's Channel 21, helping to preserve the agricultural history of Virginia. The City of Charlottesville's City Market. And Flavor Magazine, serving the Piedmont's local food and wine culture.
Here we are at Mead Park, Farmers in the Park, Wednesday here in Charlottesville. We'll talk to the market manager, Stephanie Malloy. We'll also find out what else is going on and what's ripe here in August, Charlottesville, Virginia. I'm Michael Clark, your host for Meet the Farmer TV. This is Farmers Market Week. We're going to check out some of the markets. Right now we're at Mead Park here in Charlottesville, Virginia. Let's go talk to the market manager, Stephanie Malloy.
This week is National Farmers Market Week, and of course we're very excited because we have a week. And it's prime season. It's first week in August, which is tomato season, and you've got all your vegetables this week, so I think that's great. Both of my markets are down right this year so far. Sales aren't as much as they were last year, which we kind of expected in some way, just because the economy is not what it was. But I mean, we're pretty happy with what we're doing. People are still coming and supporting their local farmers, and happy to be there. Each year sales have been better and better, which I knew that at some point it had to stop. Last year we almost broke 1.1 million in sales reported from the vendors. So that's a pretty big number. So I knew that at some point it was going to have to kind of level out. It's still possible that we can make that goal. The city market has been extended to November 21st, so we've added, 3 weeks. And then the holiday market starts in the city market parking lot the next week. So pretty much, city market is running from beginning of April to the end of December. So there's still a chance for us to pull it out, and some of the vegetables have been late this year, which may have something to do with the sales. The weather has been a little crazy, the cool nights, and things weren't ripening, so I think we can still do it. The number one bus brings you right down the road, right in front of the farmers market. A lot of people don't know where Mead Park is. It is kind of tricky because Carlton Avenue turns into Mead, and so if you know where Carlton Avenue is, keep going straight over the railroad tracks and you're here. We're just right around the corner from downtown, off of Market Street. You come down Market and you turn left and you'll see us. Farmers in the Park is great for a number of reasons. We have mainly vegetables and plants, but we have food. We have baked goods, and we have today we have tacos and quesadillas and fresh made from Maria Diaz, who is a Hispanic lady who comes to the city market every Saturday, but can't make it every Wednesday to this market. So I'm pretty excited because I eat her tacos every Saturday, so now I can have them on Wednesday. Life is good. We have honey. We have a brand new vendor. She just started today. Her name was Allison, can't remember the last name, but she has honey made right here in Charlottesville. So we have quite a few new farmers, like small farmers that just have small gardens. They don't have enough to come to the city market, but they love coming here. We have some new baked good people with cakes and goodies. So we really have a lot to see here. Eggs, fresh eggs. We have pork. We did have some beef. He ran out, so he's not coming back, which is a great problem. That means he did really well, and he did better than he thought he was gonna do. So I'm happy. I miss him. We are standing in front of the Honesty Family Aquatic Center, our newest and best aquatic center in here in Charlottesville. It opened June 20th, and it is wonderful. My kids and we come all the time. It is open daily from, I think it's 10:15 to 8, with the exception of Wednesdays, which they close at 2 o'clock because of Farmers in the Park. But the good thing about that is it's half price on those days. So if you want to come on Wednesdays to the Aquatic Center, it's half price from 10 to 2, which to me is plenty of time to play at the pool. Kids need naps, and and especially for the non-residents, because the non-resident price is $10 per person. So 5 is pretty reasonable for what you're getting. It is amazing. There's a lazy river and this play structure with the slide and a big bucket that dumps on your head, and you know, it's 0 grade, so it's just kind of like walking in, and it's, you know, there is a deep section, but most of the pool is not any deeper than 3'6". So come on down to the Farmers in the Park at Mead Park any Wednesday, jump on the #1 bus, and we'll see you there. And remember, every week on Meet the Farmer TV is National Farmers Market Week.
Now that we've talked to the market manager, let's go check out some of the vendors, find out what else is happening here at the farmers market.
This is the first time that we've done this, and it's kind of a retirement sort of project. So we're growing vegetables of all kinds, tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and squash, and we're making the 3 chocolate Ghirardelli brownies also, which probably is going to sell a whole lot more than the vegetables. And we brew a very special tea, Good Earth tea, that has no sugar or no caffeine in it. We do it for fun more than anything else, and we do it together, so it's kind of a family experience. We're in the city market as well, but those 2 only.
You're watching Meet the Farmers TV, where every week is Farmers Market Week.
I basically just sell fruits and vegetables. Yep, and have 17 acres of farm, and the farm's name is FJ and Medina Son. Well, we grow cantaloupe, watermelon, peppers, just everything you see here, fruits and vegetables. And this is pretty much it, all we grow.
Oh, está muy bueno porque es comida mexicana real. Son tacos con tortillas. Las tortillas las hacemos aquí. Ustedes están mirando Meet the Farmers TV.
We have 1 hive in our backyard.
Wow. And you're located where?
Just about 4 blocks from the market right here.
Wow.
Right here in town. So we are as local as you can get.
Yeah, so you are a beekeeper.
Yes. And I should say it's my boyfriend who's the beekeeper, but he does the harvesting and I do the prettiness.
And the selling?
And the selling, that's right.
Is there a company name, or how are you doing this?
Well, I came up with the name Wee Bee, which is just a little name for our honey, but that's it. This is an experiment this week, so we'll see how it goes, and I would like it if we could expand to 2 hives next year, have a little bit more.
How'd Grady get involved with this, and how'd you get involved with this?
Well, it's a little bit in his family. His great-grandfather was a beekeeper, and he tried once a few years ago for an art project, actually, and then decided he wanted to try again and get them to survive and do well. And as most people are aware, the honeybees are kind of diminishing, and so the more we can instigate new hives, the better for crops and flowers and everything. And So it's a great activity. It's fun to watch the bees, and as you can see, I don't know if you can get this, but the honey actually, because we just let them harvest whatever they want, it actually changes color over the course of the summer, and it changes flavor dramatically too. And there are a lot of people, myself included, and other folks who've talked to me today who swear that it helps with allergies if you're taking in just a little bit of the pollen and the honey as you go through the seasons. So, and it's delicious.
The bee colony collapse, huh?
Right.
What's going on with that?
I wish I knew. It's something I need to do more research on, but you know, the little bit we can do helps. So it's great fun, and it actually, you know, for various kinds of things you can do, gardening and, you know, keeping animals and things like that, I would say it's pretty low maintenance overall. So that's pretty fun.
We haven't put up our sign yet, but it's Garth Road Growers, and Garth Road is just a road that goes from Charlottesville into town, so we're about 8 miles from town. So it's very local, but yeah. Garth Road Growers, it's not a farm, we just have a backyard garden plot, and then some neighbors, or some friends of ours in the church are letting us use their land also. So it's not really a farm, just kind of a summer project that my dad and I are doing. We started 2 years ago in the summer of '07 as just a fun way to make some money before I went to college. And now I'm a rising junior at Davidson College, and just thought that it would be fun to do this again, and it really is a great summer job. I love being in this market atmosphere, and I learn a whole lot, and it's great being with my dad, working every day in the garden, and it makes pretty good money too. So yeah, it's a great summer job, and I wrote off my tuition check for a study abroad program in India for the fall semester just last month, and a lot of it came from farming or gardening. So yeah, it's good.
What are you studying?
I'm a political science major at Davidson, but I'm also interested in environmental studies and international studies. So I'm doing a program in Jaipur, India in the fall, and I'm learning Hindi this year. I have my Hindi book here in case I have a slow moment at the market, but it's usually pretty busy. Just it's neat interacting with customers, and people really appreciate that, like, I grow everything myself with my dad's help, and that we're very local. So.
What do you grow?
Oh, well, right now it's our main summer stuff. So we have corn, butter beans, green beans, tomatoes, yellow squash, zucchini, cucumbers, patty pan squash, butternut squash, flowers, herbs. And on Saturdays we sell Grandma B's sweet tea, which is my grandmother's sweet tea recipe. But yeah, earlier in the spring we had a bunch of different lettuces and beets and turnips and potatoes, so we grow a lot of different things. It's just so neat to be part of this growing movement. I don't know, it's just really dynamic to see so many people engaging with their local farmers and really interested in where their food's coming from and how it's being grown. And yeah, it's just such a community, just being down at this Wednesday market or the Saturday market, getting to know people, and yeah, just seeing what variety that can be produced just within a, 60-mile radius or something, but we're really close to town, so yeah.
So you have a low carbon footprint.
Yep, I guess my car is probably, our only carbon footprint is just driving to the gardens and then from the garden to the market. So it's not very much because we're so close by, but yeah.
You do all the gardening by hand?
Yep, we have, I'll show you the calluses on my hands. They're pretty rough, and we actually have a 7-year-old plow that we use sometimes, mostly for weeding and then making the furrows to plant that a friend of ours gave us. But yeah, my dad just tills up the ground with his rototiller, and a friend plows it before that with their tractor. But I have sort of a website blog sort of thing that has pictures and just more information.
Please.
It's www.garthroadgrowers.com. This is National Farmers Market Week, You're watching Meet the Farmer TV, where every week is Farmers Market Week.
Hi, I'm Leslie Jenkins. I'm down here today at the Wednesday Farmers Market at Mead Park. And these last couple of weeks we've been working in concert with VSU. They've got some student gardens, and we featured some of their eggplants, some of their peppers, some of their Sprite melons and watermelons, just to see how the market would respond to these vegetables, and grown in a different climate. So this is a cooperative research that's being done with Mike Clark at Plant Earth Diversified and VSU. So 50% of all the sales of these products actually go to a scholarship at the university. And so we're sponsoring some space in our booth to help make that happen.
Who are you working with down there?
Dr. Reza Rafi is actually working very closely with Mike right now, bringing up vegetables and whatnot. They meet maybe about once a week right now.
So we're here with Robin Brown, and I guess you just like have a little garden out behind the apartment in Charlottesville or something, and you just some extra produce. But I understand you retired twice now. You farmed. This is multi-generational, right? Your dad farmed, and you started farming, and then you retired from farming and went and ran the gardens up in Monticello, and then retired again and went back to farming.
Yeah, I wanted to get back in the real world, you know. I had enough of show business farming. I wanted to really farm.
So
I've been doing it 40 years.
40 years?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't look that old, do I?
No. At least 22.
No, I started when I was 18.
So when you grew up, your dad was farming, the same kind of truck farming like this? And
he did it. And his father did it. I kept doing it, but I'm going to be the end.
Yeah?
Yeah, my kids don't.
Kids aren't going to go for it, huh?
No. Maybe, but it'll be later.
So would your dad have ever believed you'd get $1 a pound for a tomato?
He said to me, this is true now, Mike, he said to me when I was about 17, he said, you stick to this and someday you'll get $1 for a tomato. But he didn't tell me a pickup truck was going to be $30,000, you know.
Yeah. What was a gallon of gas when he was?
Quarter. I got a John Deere tractor home, a 2-cylinder that he bought brand new for $650. It's a brand new tractor.
Still running?
Still running, I use it. Yeah. And it's 1938 and it's got the original tires on the back. So that shows you something.
That wouldn't work today, would it? You have to get a new one every 4 years or they just automatically fall apart.
Yeah.
Well, tell me now, what do you have here? Give us an idea of what you're growing, and then maybe you can take us out and give us a tour of the,
no kidding, you
operation.
You don't recognize this stuff, huh?
No, I don't.
No. These are beets, red beets.
Yeah, we have this problem that all of ours are little tiny things, like the squash I showed you with the flowers last week.
Oh, yeah.
Mine never get that big.
Yeah, but you're into that little stuff, I noticed that, yeah.
I guess I shouldn't be picking them.
Yeah, you've waited like 2 days, they'll be bigger, Mike.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't keep growing in the box?
No. Once you pick them, that's it. Yeah. This is just the typical truck farm of vegetables, the early stuff, beets.
Now you're doing some
onions.
pretty intense production, right? You do raised beds with plastic culture and some drip
Plastic
tape.
and drip irrigated, yeah.
Yeah, we've covered some of that down at Petersburg, where they show the machines laying the plastic and the tape together.
Yeah, I can show you that, but mine's a small operation. They probably had like a 4-row layer or something, didn't they?
No, they're doing one row.
One row layer? Laid the drip tape at the same time? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I do.
And they had students with them driving sideways.
Yeah, well, my rows are plenty crooked too. What happens is when you're laying the plastic, if you had to help, you'd have a guy following you because my ground's rocky in places.
Yeah, and it pulls that.
Well, if a rock gets where the cover is throwing over.
Yeah.
You're going down a row about 600 feet, you turn around, one edge ain't covered.
Yep.
Now you got a job,
Now we tried paper.
Yeah.
We were going to be real environmental and we were going to do paper, and that rock just means rip.
Yep.
And start all over.
I see that. I don't see them selling that anymore. I don't
think it doesn't stretch, so the slightest little turn it tears.
See, all the stuff I use is photodegradable. All the plastic, but still, it's photodegradable, not biodegradable. So if it's buried, it doesn't degrade.
Oh.
So you got to disc the heck out of it at the end of the year. Bring it up, and still some isn't. I mean, there's still little pieces all over my ground.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It will go away eventually. But I don't know how long it will take.
So that means if it's exposed to the sunlight, it'll break down.
Right.
But if it's covered with the soil, it's going to stay.
Exactly right.
So it lasts a season okay
It'll
to keep
last
the
the
weeds.
season. Yeah. And it has different day lengths. You can buy, you know, there's like 3 different day lengths. There's 90 days, 120, 150. Like with peppers or eggplants, something you're going to pick the whole season, you go with 150. I usually go with in between with 120. Now one time I bought a lot of it and laid a lot of it, and the degradation they call it, the stuff that makes it degrade, they had done it wrong. And it degraded in 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
3 weeks. And by hard luck, I had planted a lot of tomatoes in it already. So, you know, it's all. So now, there's no way to cultivate it.
They look like my tomatoes.
No, but we
One
had
tomato, 5 weeds.
we had we had to buy straw and lay around them all.
Oh, yeah?
You know, but I called the guy and he gives you a disclaimer, you know, when you buy it. So, but I didn't want to do anything to him. I just wanted to
find out
tell
what
him
the heck
stuff was
happened.
worthless,
Yeah, it
you
didn't
know.
work.
And I still got some at home if you want some. I got about 10 rolls of it.
All right.
Yeah. The straw took the place of the plastic.
So you just put a straw mulch
A
down.
straw mulch. It doesn't work as good because straw cools the ground. The black plastic warms the ground, but for later tomatoes it'd be all right, but still we had to do something. Because if you didn't lay plastic over them, I'd plant them in on 4.5 foot centers. I can cultivate them with my little 1-row tractor and hoe them. But when you lay the plastic, now they're
you can't get
you're
it.
all fouled up.
Well, you know what? Last year, a watering party, they got some contaminated straw.
I heard that.
And it had atrazine or something.
2,4-D.
And it killed all their tomatoes.
Yeah.
So, so farming's just a piece of cake.
Oh yeah. If it wasn't for the weeds and the bugs and the disease, it'd be easy. You know.
Now, how long have you been at the market?
Charlottesville? Only one longer is George Kaysen. I think I've been there since 81.
81.
Yeah.
I think we started 83.
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah.
When was it 83 when it moved to the Carver Rec Center?
Yeah. No. I don't know. I'll tell you the truth.
I can't remember when.
I can't either. George would know. He's the grandfather of the market. You know?
Yeah, we talked to him about that. Yeah. Also, this is the first time you've done this Wednesday market.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was working at that other job, and now I'm full time, so I'm going to 4.
4 markets a week. Which 4 markets do you go to?
Here, Louvaina, Charlottesville.
Saturday, yep.
And I go to Bridgewater twice a week. I should say 5, but it's really 4. You know.
So what's coming up?
Well, tomatoes, sweet corn, cantaloupes, watermelons, peppers. You know.
Groundhogs. Tell us where your farm is.
Fork Union.
Fork Union.
Louvaina County. Yeah.
And you got an extra long growing season, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And you have like a huge well. It was the well for the whole town or something?
Yeah, I got a good well and I got a good brook. You know, I only really doing this on maybe 10 acres.
Yeah.
The rest of it's hayland or CRP ground, you know.
So as soon as you pack up from here, you go home and run around on the ATV and turn all the pumps on, right?
Not today. Normally, yeah.
We've got a little rain this spring, didn't we?
Yeah, too much. Yeah. Feast or famine.
Yeah.
But, you know, my father used to say a dry year will scare you to death, but a wet year will starve you to death. You know, a wet year is worse than a dry year always.
Now, did his father farm too?
Uh-huh.
So this is 3 generations?
Yeah. My father died before he never seen all this plastic that we use today, you know. The kind of farming I do.
So he gave you a hoe when you were 4 years old?
Everything was, you know, there wasn't no plastic mulch, strip irrigation. It was all old-time stuff, you know. Yeah, plastic has changed a lot of farming.
That sounds like the asses and elbows. Eh?
Yeah.
So here we are at Sticky Fingers. What do we have?
We have 4 different kinds of sticky buns. We have a fresh-made focaccia bread with 3 varieties, banana bread loaves. This is our wonderful savory scones. They're shiitake mushrooms, cheddar, onion, and thyme. And then our local no-spray cherry muffins.
All right, now,
cookies, yeah.
do you all come to the Saturday market as well?
We do on occasion, come
All
to
right.
the Saturday market. We're on the wait list,
All right.
so we come when we can.
So you're a preferred vendor now on the Wednesday market here at Mead Park. All right, Mr. Morton, how did you get into growing dahlias?
Well, I started in biology back after coming back from Korea in the University of Virginia in the biology department. And I decided if I lived long enough to retire, that dahlia would be the plant that I would grow.
And the tubers are edible also, aren't they?
Yeah, the tubers were eaten by the indigenous people in Guatemala before the Europeans came to this continent. And they were cooked. And the dahlia had a medicinal value also because it was used for the first form of heparin by the Europeans that called it the Atlantic serum. When the Spaniards came back from Madrid, they developed a serum from the tuber.
Well, now we're here with George Cason, the grandfather of the Charlottesville City Market. Apparently since...
The father of the city market, the grandfather of the Meade Avenue market.
All right. You told us that there was an article in the Daily Progress about the platform and...
Yeah, it'd be all of the people that ran in them, the 5 candidates. Had a platform. It was printed in the paper. And
do you know when that was printed? The month?
Let's see. November, had to be around September, October 1972.
72. And so in 73, even though you didn't win the city council...
Well, no, we put it together in the winter of 72 and 73.
Okay.
And opened it in the spring.
And where did it first open?
Old Lane High School building. They got apartment buildings right there. We're a block from where it is now. Then they left there and went over to Jefferson School.
And the Carver Rec Center.
Yeah,
that was Jefferson School, Carver Rec Center, right in that little part of
there back where it is now. And we need 10 acres somewhere.
We need 10 acres.
You know where that's going to be?
I'm not sure. But the city has been looking for a spot to make it permanent for a long time, and they really haven't. I mean, we're kind of squeezed in here today with
a
aquatic complex.
Up on the mall, sow some grass and stuff. That'd be a good.
That would be. It might have saved some money on those $1 million bricks too.
I think it was $7 million.
So with your help and the city manager's request, the farmers market got started. And what was the opening year?
1973.
1970, the spring of 1970.
Spring, it wasn't probably May. It was May. Now they do it in April.
And now 36 years later, we're running April all the way through to December.
Yeah, through December. Yeah. But where the site is, through October.
Right. No, they're going to stay at the same site.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, we get to stay in the same lot all the way through till December.
Oh, good.
They're not going to move down on the ball.
We may do $2 million this year.
Yeah, they might. Well, there you have it, Farmers Market Week here in Central Virginia. And thank you for watching Meet the Farmer TV, where every week's Farmers Market Week. I'm Michael Clark, your host, thanking you again for joining us for Meet the Farmer TV. Meet the Farmer TV is made possible by Planet Earth Diversified, Melli Productions, and Leslie P. Jenkins Photography and Graphic Design, with additional support from Feast, connecting local farmers, artisan food producers, and consumers. Culpeper's Channel 21, helping to preserve the agricultural history of Virginia, the city of Charlottesville's City Market, and Flavor Magazine, serving the Piedmont's local food and wine culture.